Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're gonna jump back in the queue here and go watch. Sure, why not? Big stuffed cat. No, never mind. Mr. Guy 888. Very strong player. I don't remember if I've played him on camera before. Maybe once? Not sure. Anyway, what do we have here? Base plus 9, 60 seconds. And, kind of looks like a lot of defense. Well, I don't know about a lot. Like, I was thinking, obviously, like, Doomed Mech and Grid are defense. The other one that might not be quite as obvious is Doomed Drone. But, I don't know. There's, like, Frostbite to counter some of the Doomed Mech value that you might get. Feral is a good attacker. Ugh. Tesla and, like, I don't know, and Tantalum are also okay attackers. So, I think, though, that, like, the presence of Grenade Mech and Doomed Mech also means you're, like, less worried about having committed 3 blue to a defense grid. And I don't think the opponent can really punish you that much for getting a grid. So I think we do kind of have to go for that. And then, like, the attackers that we're building are Tarsiers and Doomed Mechs, and, like, I guess you're gonna get green, right? And, like, you'll get at least 1 Grenade Mech to sell back in excess blue, probably. I wouldn't be surprised to see D1E here. I think we do need 3 engineers. I don't know, like, is there really some Feral line with Frostbites that can beat that? I don't think so. It would be wrong to get a 4th engineer, right? With, like, DD1E next turn. I think it would be incorrect. I also think we do need green, because, like, between Tesla and Tantalum and, like, Feral as late game soak, there's just too much you're missing out if you don't. This might be a game to go green first, but I don't have to make that decision yet. I'm pretty sure it's not correct. Well, I don't know. Let's look at this briefly. Is there any reason to do this? I don't think the game is that slow. I'm just going to grab a Conduit next turn, and then presumably a Blast Forge. Because there's, like, there's good Absorb and, like, good Absorb/Soak, but there's not, like, a ton of Soak. And there's no prompt Soak, importantly, besides Feral. So I just don't think you can justify, like, waiting forever to buy any of your tech, which is what you would be doing if you committed to 4th Engineer. And, like, these Doom drones are good because they're letting him continue to drone while getting more tech than if he were committing to only drones. But they are going to get less value than you'd usually like from Doom drones. They won't get defensive value. It's not to say I think he's wrong to do it, but it's just something to be a little bit pleased about, maybe. Next turn we want a Blast Forge. We have 12 bucks left. I don't exactly want to just buy 3 drones with that. But I also don't want to cut drones for more tech. You could get 2 Blast Forges and 2 Doom drones, but I don't really want anything that costs 2 blue. Maybe now would be my time to pick up a Grenade Mech? No. It would give his Doom drone actual value, I think, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't. I mean, Tarsiers are the attacker that you want the most of. But, like, when exactly is it going to be convenient to pick up a Grenade Mech is my question. Like, maybe now is the best time. I don't know. I guess you make a good point, Mr. Guy, which is that, like, why don't you just get the red first? And with, like, Feral as a stopgap absorber, you don't even really need to hurry up to get your blue. And Frostbite is available as a red sink when you want to spend a bunch of money on blue. So I like that a lot, actually. It's gonna be tough to squeeze in 3 Blast Forges, like, ever. Well, you can get one, and it's about the same, I guess. So next turn, 2 Tarsiers leaves me 13 bucks. A Forge leaves me 8. DD1 seems okay. And by then, it'll be about time to try to get a 3rd Forge. Like, after... I only want to spend 1-ish turn... Like, I don't want to spend very long on just 1 Forge, is what I'm saying. Because I think you want at least Doomed Mech and probably Defense Grid pretty soon. It's going to be tough to defend with just Ferals. Oh, that's a cute little poke. To make it awkward for me to either build a Feral or to not build one. Is he really gonna try to not get blue stuff? I don't think he is. So what's he doing next turn? Like, 2 more Tarsiers seems pretty great. And then he has... Yeah, he actually has the same 21 bucks next turn that I have this turn. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a turn very much like this from him. So I'll be behind in attackers, but ahead on blue? Not sure that's a great position to be in, to be honest, but not a lot I can do about it. Sorry, not sure it's a great position for me to be in. No. He wants the Tantalum. Maybe he's gonna try to, like, make me not get blue? It's a little hard to believe, isn't it? Just grab the wall. I don't really want to attack for extra on his Doom Drone turn. So 24 now is grid and $8 for like Feral, Bite, something like that. I mean, the defense grid is arriving at the perfect time. It's just like I don't have enough damage to really be convinced that this is a winning line. Right? Like, I'm getting the grid half a turn ahead of him, but he's up like 4 attackers. And I don't really have any compelling reason to believe that this is great for me. I think it is worth spending a Frostbite to kill 2 engineers instead of taking out 2 feral health. It's not amazing, but it should help. When did they... I guess I talked about it already. They changed Q to do this and I forgot. Or I just didn't really remember it very clearly. So, this is kind of awkward, isn't it? I guess we want a feral and a force field. That defends. And I assume he freezes force field so that the feral dies, which is kind of a bummer. But that makes him spend the frostbite, right? So that's sort of okay. Well, actually, if he's going to do that anyway, I can just get 2 ferals and not have to force field. And I get the extra attack next turn, which... Ah, but now he doesn't have to spend the frostbite to make me lose an attack. So maybe I force field as well as all this? Two, 5, 6 damage into a defense grid. Well, that kind of sucks a lot, doesn't it? Shoot. I don't think I can stomach that. 2, 3, 4. I'm only really attacking for 4 and threatening like 3 more. I just don't have any attackers. That's a big bummer. I mean, I could make this a doomed mech, I guess. It's just all a real big problem. I think I need the G-mech. Just to do something productive with all these blast forges I don't want anymore. But it's just like a real big problem being so far behind in attack. Did I need to cut earlier for my Animus or something to be... I mean, like, that would have gotten me ahead. Obviously. In attack. But... I don't know. You can clearly, you click 2 pixies to kill a wall or a feral. It's just, like, really quite bad. What's going on right now. I mean, opponent doesn't really have that much attack, but he does have more than I do. I guess I'm ahead in, like, clicking Gmech. I did that sooner. That's something. Yes, 1 pixie because it kills this engineer. amazingly, that actually defends. Actually, hang on. I don't have to attack because I'm not doing any damage now? Great news, huh? Right, like, even if I clicked some pixies, I'd just be killing Doomed mechs, so there's really no point in this. And I think I just want to pile on some more Frostbites to threaten a breach soonish. Actually, hang on. Yeah, I think that's more important than buying an NG. So this is me losing some ferals if he spends his Frostbites. That's not the end of the world, though, I think. Yeah, that seems like good pixie clicks. I think I have to lose a feral, or, well, I just have to get less absorbed this way. Or lose a feral, I guess. Uh-oh. I am woefully underdefended. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to click here. It doesn't even matter. I'm just not killing anything. And he's already defended against the Frostbites I just built. I mean, holding 8 drones defends. I think it's better to hold ferals, but like, then I'm just not killing anything. I guess I can hold 1 for free. That's something. I guess this is a lot of threat. The problem is that, like, to defend against his threat, I needed to hold 5, 6 drones. 5, I guess. Whereas, like, to defend against my threat, he's just holding ferals. I guess I should have just held more ferals, but I wanted to kill something, you know? So really the problem is, like, I don't have any attack. He's not gonna let me take this breach, is he? I guess his argument is that if I take it, I lose because I don't have access to any blue and I have to click everything to do it. But I get to kill 3 ferals on the way, which is pretty cool. He's gonna actually gambit even harder than that I can't take it. No, he's just gonna hold more ferals. Yeah, like, I don't know what I can possibly do against all this damage. I mean, even if I click all this, he gets to keep 16 health alive, which is all the attackers, so there's really not much value in doing it. And like, what am I doing? I can hold more ferals. I don't know. I give up. Like, he has blue and attack, and I have neither of those things. I mean, yeah, this graph is gonna tell it all, really. Like, I just never attacked. The problem was that, like... I don't know, did I rush out the grid too soon? I don't think I did, because, like, honestly, if I could have had it last turn, I would have wanted it. But, like, see how nicely this comes together in terms of, like, just barely defending to get the grid out on, like, the turn when it finally becomes useful? Like, I like that. The problem is just that I had so little attack while that was happening. So, like, what... I mean... I guess... one way you could look at it is like, okay, we both started with getting green and then getting red. And then we got some other stuff. And... well, maybe I did get the first forge too soon. Like, I used it to get a wall, which wasn't really what I wanted. I was kind of thinking a feral would be good here. But I also thought, like, one blue on my way to getting the last two was, like, useful. But it actually turned out to mean that, like, I couldn't spend my red on attackers. I had to spend it on bites, which is okay, but... like, anyway, so the thought that I was starting earlier is, like, we both started, like, get green, get red. And we both ended with, like, get grid, right? The difference is, like, he started with green and then red a turn sooner than I did, but finished with grid a turn later than I did. Like, what's the deal there? It's because he spent one more turn with no access to blue, just building attackers. Like, I mean, you could try the sort of obvious thing here of like, well, what if you just did the same thing, Alan? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? And, you know, he does this still, and gets this, and I don't know, some drones. I feel like 3 doomies is pretty good, but I don't think that's what he did. Yeah, it is. I remember, if they all timed out at the same time. Then you get to do this. And, like, I don't know, it's not as much attack as he had. But it's, like, a substantial amount more. The problem is that, like, I now can't really get the grid. Right? I have to do, like, this. That was one reason that I thought it was cool to have the Blast Forge, is because it was going to be kind of tough under the amount of attack he was making to be able to actually stick a grid. So this is like the obvious change to like build a little bit more attack before gridding. That I could have done this, right? Interestingly, this makes it kind of harder for him to get a second Frostbite because he held back a Doom Drone for value in this line instead of clicking it for gold. Okay. It's kind of like that one extra damage that the Feral does against a Doom Drone. Like, I thought it wasn't worth much, but that dollar actually kind of matters a little to him at least. And, I mean, I still don't like my position. Because, well, I mean, I have 6 permanent attack against a defense grid, that's why. I guess I have some cool exploits with my pixies. You know, I can kill a feral with just one pixie. So he probably like holds this to prevent that, and then I have to click 2 pixies. I don't know. Maybe it's not all that great. He could do 1 damage this way, but that's obviously silly. The total amount of threat you have is clearly your biggest asset, and compared to like just doing a little bit of damage. Threatening to breach the grid is worth way more than that. Yeah, I mean, this seems a little more playable than I thought it would. I guess this click does like 3 damage or something outrageous. No, it just kills an NG. But this click does 2 damage. So you take it. And now he has to like kind of do some defending. Something like this, I don't know. And it's already pretty hard for me to defend though. Not even close, yeah. Well, I mean, I could hold the Doomed Mech back as threat. Since, like, again, it's not doing anything. It's just enabling me to cash in pixies if I want to. Which I could always do later. So I guess the problem with the Doomed Mech is that, like, it doesn't really do any damage. But it's kind of useful as, like, you know, you spent $9 for 5 health and 2 threat. In a game like this, that could be pretty important, I guess. Keep the frostbites coming? I don't know. Man, this is a lot of threat. This defends. Is there anything cool you can do with these guys? This, I guess? 12 damage means I can't use my Doom Drone. Well, to use my Doom Drone, I have to lose the Doomed Mech as well. It's probably worth doing. Interesting that it doesn't want to defend that way. I wonder why. Q defense is usually all about maximizing absorb. It just must really dislike soaking with Doomed Mechs when you could soak up with walls, and I don't totally understand what heuristic it uses to make that judgment here. Well, yeah, okay. Attacking for 8 is killing, like, a Rhino. I wonder if I should have clicked the G-Mech last turn? Probably, in fact. Well, no, I got the NG and the Doom Drone. That's pretty cool. I don't mind having 2 blue, I think. But maybe I should mind, because, like, accumulating threat is pretty amazing. Oh, an opponent maybe should have done that too? No, he already... Yeah, he could have done it this turn. So we both missed a click in the... Anyway. I still think I'm kind of losing here. Opponent is like just attacking for way more actual damage. Like, right? I'm attacking for like 6, 7-ish, but accumulating a bunch of threat. Opponent's attacking for like 8, 9, 10, but accumulating a little threat. Yeah, I still don't think it's winning. But you can see like that, I don't know. Maybe I got the grid too soon, and that's a way the game could have developed. By the time the grids were online, I think I was just lost. Opponent had so much attack compared to me. You know, like, I mean, you know, we can look again at the graph, but it was like really quite drastic, the difference. So, all right, I guess that'll do for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.